Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got the sunshine on my Sunday best.
Brady throws the ball, caught by Evans, touchdown Tampa Bay. There you go, Tom Brady.
Got the sunshine on my Sunday best.
And it starts in snowy Lambeau Field. Snow expected to dissipate by the time toe meets ball. Just after 2 o'clock local time there. We're taking a kickoff of that game, and then the defending Super Bowl champs with their MVP quarterback. It's Turf Toe taking on the Buffalo Bills. It is NFL Game Day morning on a championship Sunday presented by Intuit TurboTax Line. I am honored, pleasure, and pleased to be right here with my guys here in this studio in Los Angeles, California. This is the last NFL Game Day morning in not only this studio, but in studio at all, but this studio period. We're moving down the 405.
I'm going to get all teary-eyed, Rich.
Well, Mooch, you know, if it wasn't the I guess, idea of the day that we have to be socially distant, and I'm looking at you through plexiglass, I would definitely reach out to you.
Need a hug right now.
But it's against protocol. We've got Kurt Warner in Lambeau Field in Wisconsin getting set to call the NFC Championship game for our partner on Westwood One. Steve Mariucci and Michael Irvin are here in studio. And Kurt, you first. We saw it in Twitter and Twitterland, in the Twitterverse. We saw you kind of tweet out this sentiment, but we'll give you the floor right here. What do you think is going through the minds, the temples of everybody playing on Championship Sunday today?
Well, guys, there is nothing better than championship weekend. But as a player, I was more nervous. I felt more pressure this weekend than at any other time, including the Super Bowl, because nobody wants to be left on the doorstep. And I know a lot of people say, well, I don't want to go to the Super Bowl if I lose the Super Bowl. There couldn't be anything further from the truth. Everybody in this game wants to win this game and have a chance to be on the biggest stage and win the biggest game. And Irv, you talked about it at the beginning of the playoffs, about moments. Right?
Yep.
That's the other thing. The players are dreaming of those moments, the opportunity to have your moment in the sun, to lead a fourth quarter drive, these quarterbacks to lead a fourth quarter drive to send their team to the Super Bowl. So a lot of pressure, but you're also dreaming about those moments that will live forever in NFL history.
If you get that opportunity, you know, because when we played in the front yard, these were the games that you were playing in. It's either you're scoring the touchdown to go to the Super Bowl or scoring the touchdown to win the Super Bowl. Nobody dreams under that. That's every dream. And all of that is coming to your forefront, right? The frontal lobe of your brain as you're sitting in that locker room right now today getting ready to think about going on that field. And you know you're the only show in town. I promise, I've told you guys this before. I'll never forget going into the first one because there's nothing like it. I was ready to lay down everything, life and all, to get to that Super Bowl. That was my mentality. I'm catching every ball that's in the air. I don't care what. You better be willing to trade life for this. That's what went through my mind.
Well, as you can see right there, Emmett's going to join you and Kurt for Hall of Famers only later on in this 6-hour edition of NFL Game Day morning on a championship Sunday that also includes appearances by Willie McGinnis and Emmanuel Sanders and Aqib Talib and Jim Kelly, along with Andre Reed and Thurman Thomas. And yes, Jamal Adams, the Prez from Seattle, is going to be joining us as well. Cast of thousands, also some surprises. Steve, as always, you've got the first crack at a storyline. What do you have today, sir?
You guys remember the Ice Bowl? You were like one. I was 12 years old. The Ice Bowl in Green Bay against Packers and the Cowboys. You weren't even born yet, Rich. I was watching that game. Yeah. Well, this game today with Packers and the Bucs, we'll call it the Ice in the Veins Bowl. All right, you got Brady against Rodgers, and the stage. It's a moment. The stage is the frozen tundra. Yeah, this year's MVP, Aaron Rodgers, we presume, against the GOAT in a rematch, a big rematch of the big Week 6 beatdown. And you know what? Aaron Rodgers has had a drought for Super Bowls. It's been 9 years since he won that Super Bowl. Tom Brady went through a drought for 9 years as well. And you know what? This is going to be finally the matchup that we wanted to see. These two great quarterbacks in the frozen tundra for the championship and the right to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, Irv.
And for me, guys, there's only 2 games. So it's about the game within the game. And I'm looking at the AFC Championship game and these 2 young quarterbacks, and specifically these 2 young quarterbacks on the move. Josh Allen has been incredible this year, running the football, but also making big plays on the move. But here's the bigger question. Patrick Mahomes coming out of concussion protocol. He has made big play after big play with his legs throughout the playoffs last year, in the Super Bowl. We see it time and time again. How does that change in this game coming off a concussion protocol? Will they not call those designed runs? Will he play a little more conservative in the pocket? But that is going to be a huge storyline, because there is no bigger difference maker with his legs, buying time and making big plays than Patrick Mahomes.
And guys, what I love here is that we will talk about all of these quarterbacks, and there are 4 great quarterbacks. But boy, we got 4 dogs in this at wide receivers too, and it's so great. You have Evans, you have Devontae Adams, you got Diggs, and you got Hill. So I have a great diversity of wide receivers. It's incredible. And when you think about this now, this says so much. This says so much. Like, first of all of that defense win championship things that I've been telling everybody for years just isn't true. It's more so now. You shall see this. This thing is about putting that ball up in the air, and can you find the guys that can bring it down? That's why these 4 guys are right here with those 4 quarterbacks, and these 4 guys they'll be having a shot at making their moment right here.
It's just going to be dynamite. Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers is going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. It's just that simple. One of those 2 12s will be. But they've got to win this game in Lambeau Field first. James Palmer first up in the snow with the Bucs. Go for it, James.
Well, thank you, Rich. Single digits yesterday, a balmy 29 expected for kickoff. The snow should stop at about noon, and it's only fitting in this title game that it's Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers in these temperatures. They rank first, second all-time in wins and touchdowns thrown below freezing. Now let's go to Stacey Dales.
Well, James, these Packers have a very focused week of practice. Their community is pumped, especially after they've been reminded about last year's NFC Championship drubbing by the San Francisco 49ers, who ran for 285 on the ground. Zadarius Smith, pass rusher extraordinaire, told us on Friday defensive coordinator Mike Pettin made them watch that game. He said it left a bad taste in their mouths. They got to finish today. Right now, we're going to go to Kansas City. Jeff Chadia, take it away.
Thanks, Stacey. Well, here in Kansas City, the Chiefs are saying that they know they're going to see a much better Buffalo Bills team than what they saw in Week 6. The Bills are healthier, they're more confident, and they have complete trust in Josh Allen. In fact, safety Tyrann Mathieu said they didn't see the best of Allen last time they played. This time around, they'll be ready for that. Now we'll send it over to Kim Jones with more on the Bills.
Jeff, that was the perfect lead-in for me, because back in Week 6, the Bills gave up 245 rushing yards to the Chiefs and did not blitz Patrick Mahomes even once. Let's just say they filed all of that in the category of what not to do tonight at Arrowhead Stadium. Ian?
Well, Kim, let's turn the focus on some of the big injuries for today's games. First of all, Chiefs starting running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire missed last week with not only hip but also an ankle injury, is expected to play today. Obviously, a huge development for the Chiefs. I asked the source how he looked in practice. The source said fast. Meanwhile, Le'Veon Bell battling a knee injury, not expected to go today. And then another big one for the Chiefs, Sammy Watkins, one of their standout receivers, battling a calf injury the last several weeks, considered a game-time decision. Not a lot of optimism there. And then finally for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Rich, Antonio Brown. He had a knee injury. They thought he'd be able to go. Officially declared out on Friday, so he's not going to play today. I'm told, however, they do want him back for next season.
Okay, thanks very much, Ian.